What's going on? YouTube, listen up, young elder gang. This is Charles P. Winston at you with another banger. Please make sure you like, subscribe and share this video, fam. I hope this video get at least 100,000 likes. In this video you will find history definitions, scripture information, and, best of all, what we Americans have been deprived of from the beginning. The truth. Keep in mind, this content used in this video is intended for entertainment, educational and informational purposes only. We will give you the total truth as we best understand it today. Be sure to hit that like button, young elder gang, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, hit that bell, and don't forget to check back with us every day for new content. History is full of shadows, dark corners where the truth hides. Operation High Jump, 1946, officially a training mission to Antarctica. But the scale was staggering: 13 ships, nearly 5,000 men. The mission was cut short, fleeing after just 8 weeks. Whispers say they ran from something else. Some speak of an enemy from the sky with technology beyond our understanding. Antarctica, the coldest secret. What really happened during Operation High Jump? The world was recovering from war, but some fears refused to die. Admiral Byrd, America's polar hero, led Operation High Jump. He was given a fleet fit for war, not science. The fleet was massive: an aircraft carrier, destroyers, icebreakers, rumors of German U-boats and a Nazi fortress at the South Pole. Byrd wasn't there to draw maps, he was sent to hunt. The fleet sailed into the unknown, a secret war hidden in the ice. In 1938, the Nazis claimed Antarctica's Neuschwabenland, searching for a hidden world beneath the ice. Legends spoke of Agartha, a lost kingdom, and alien technology that changed everything. They built flying machines, UFOs, forming a secret empire below. Antarctica's secrets were darker than anyone imagined. The American fleet pushed deep into the Antarctic ice, establishing Little America 4. Planes began reconnaissance flights, searching for the truth. For weeks, nothing but ice and rock, until a scout plane spotted the impossible. A warm valley, free of ice, with rivers and vegetation. Structures carved into the rock, a massive base, and parked in neat rows, strange circular aircraft. The pilot's last frantic message confirmed the legends. Base 211 was real. Byrd ordered his forces to move. Destroyers and planes approached, but there was no time for caution. As they neared the valley, the sky filled with enemies. Flying saucers shot up from hidden hangars in the ice. They moved with impossible speed, glowing with blue light. The battle began, if you could call it that. American planes were outmatched, disintegrated by beams of pure energy. Destroyers fired, but their shells were useless. The saucers swarmed, targeting ships with chilling precision. The Americans weren't fighting soldiers. They were fighting phantoms, a supernatural force. The fleet was being annihilated. The ice became a graveyard. The legend of Nazi UFOs was no longer a myth. It was a nightmare made real. The Americans faced a power they couldn't comprehend. The battle for Queen Maud Land was over before it began. The cost was devastating. The survivors would never forget what they saw. Antarctica had revealed its darkest secret, and the world would never be the same. The war in the ice was lost. The enemy was untouchable. The coldest place on Earth had become the most dangerous, and the secret was buried deeper than ever. The Nazi UFOs were a vision from a nightmare, perfectly circular, silent, and impossibly fast. They hovered over ships, moved in ways no human craft could. American pilots, veterans of war, were helpless. The weapons were terrifying: bolts of energy that sliced through steel, sound weapons that shattered bones. Some sailors jumped into freezing water to escape the madness. The UFOs projected energy fields, disabling electronics, leaving ships blind and helpless. The battle was short and brutal. The USS Murdoch exploded in a fireball. The USS Pine Island was sliced in half. In the sky, American planes vanished in flashes of light. The enemy showed no mercy: systematic, efficient, unstoppable. They weren't just winning a battle, they were sending a message. A new power had risen in the Antarctic. Nazi ideology fused with technology light years ahead of anything on Earth. The Americans weren't just losing, they were witnessing the dawn of a new, terrifying age. The world had changed overnight. The survivors would never speak of what they saw. The secret was too dangerous, and the nightmare was far from over. Admiral Byrd watched his fleet burn, his men dying, the sky filled with impossible machines. He knew when a battle was lost. This wasn't a fight, it was an extermination. He gave the order to retreat. The remaining ships fled, the Nazi UFOs hovering above, victorious. The journey home was silent, the survivors in shock. They had faced monsters from a science fiction story. When Byrd returned, he was debriefed in secret. He described the flying saucers, their weapons, and warned of a new enemy. His testimony was classified at the highest level. The public was told a different story, a mission cut short by weather. The truth was buried under layers of secrecy. Survivors were sworn to silence, threatened with prison. Official records were rewritten, lost ships explained away as accidents. The United States had been utterly defeated by a remnant of the Nazi regime armed with alien technology. But America would not accept defeat. Plans for revenge were already forming. The war in Antarctica was over, but a new, darker chapter was about to begin. The secret was safe for now. But the world had changed. The coldest secret was now the most dangerous, and the ice was far from silent. The next move would be devastating. Years passed, but secrets have a way of leaking out. A diary surfaced, said to be Admiral Byrd's own log from a solo flight over the North Pole. The official story: he flew over the pole and returned, but the diary tells of flying into a shimmering opening in the ice, into a world inside our own. Green valleys, strange animals, a sun glowing from the Earth's center, Agartha, the hollow Earth. Byrd met beings of immense intelligence, guardians of this inner world. They warned him about humanity's path to self-destruction. They offered free, limitless energy if we would lay down our arms. Byrd was sworn to deliver their message, but his story was suppressed. The military wanted weapons, not peace. The diary suggests the Nazis also found a way into this world, but came to steal, not learn. They twisted peaceful technology into weapons of war. Is the diary real, or the ramblings of a broken mind? We may never know. But it casts a chilling light on Operation High Jump. The Americans weren't just fighting Nazis, they were fighting an enemy armed with stolen, almost divine power. The battle in Antarctica was more than a clash of armies. It was a war for the future of humanity. And the truth remains buried in ice. The United States could not let defeat stand. Base 211 was a threat that had to be erased. For years they planned revenge, developing new weapons, studying every report from High Jump. They needed something more powerful than conventional arms. They had the atomic bomb. Between 1957 and 1958, under the cover of scientific research, the US launched high-altitude nuclear tests over Antarctica, Operation Argus. Officially, it was to study the Earth's magnetic field, but the legend says the bombs were aimed at the ground, directly over Queen Maud Land, the suspected site of Base 211. 3 nuclear detonations lit up the polar night, sending shockwaves through the ice. The goal: collapse the underground base, bury the Nazi fortress and its UFOs under radioactive ice. It was a final, desperate act of war, one never officially fought. Some say the explosions were so powerful they annihilated everything. The threat was neutralized. The secret was buried. Antarctica was silent again, but the cost was a radioactive scar on the purest continent. The war was over, but the damage remained. The world moved on, but the legend endured. The coldest secret was now a grave, and the ice kept its silence. The final battle had been fought, but the truth was still out there, frozen in time. What is the truth? Is this just a wild conspiracy? Or is there something more? Official records tell a simple story, but questions remain. Why was Operation High Jump so large? Why was it cut short? What did Admiral Byrd really see in the ice? We're left with fragments, strange statements, missing men, persistent rumors and nuclear tests over the same area years later. Each piece alone can be dismissed, but together they form a darker picture. Maybe the truth is buried under a mile of ice in Queen Maud Land. Maybe the wreckage of Nazi UFOs and American planes lies frozen together in a secret graveyard. The Antarctic is the most mysterious place on Earth, a perfect place to hide a secret. In the end, we must decide. Do we accept the safe story or dare to look into the shadows? For a brief, terrifying moment, the fate of the world may have been decided in a secret battle at the bottom of the world. Operation High Jump may be a legend, but sometimes legends are just truths no one dares to tell. The coldest secret is still out there, and the ice remembers everything.